What's good, everybody? It's your boy O'Shea Duke Jackson, back with some news and hip-hop reviews and all that. I really don't know what I'm gonna call this podcast or this segment yet. It's not dusty news, but I'm still trying to come up with it. But let's go to my man Russell Wilson. Super Bowl winning quarterback. He should have two, but y'all know about that play they called the goal line a few years ago. Man, the brother just keeps elevating his game. I remember when Russell Wilson was a rookie and he was just like running around. I was like, who's the light-skinned dude running around? But man, he's really turned into like a really prolific passer. He's a really good leader. He's just one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. I think he's already a Hall of Fame quarterback. And he really has opened the door for black quarterbacks in the league of the National Football League, the NFL. So salute to Russell Wilson. But Russell Wilson was married to a white lady before. I don't know her name, this chick he was married to. And then he divorced her. And for whatever reason, I think like one of the players he was, on the team was sleeping with his wife. And then he ended up with Sierra. Now, Sierra, think about it. You're Russell Wilson, Super Bowl winning quarterback, making a lot of money. You have how many kids? No kids at the time. You're Russell Wilson's mom who's black. And then you meet Sierra, who has one kid by this guy, Future, Mr. Thugalicious. Somehow Russell Wilson gets with Sierra. Now, this is the conversation we're talking about today. Russell Wilson's mom was featured on a podcast in which she talked about when she first heard that Russell was interested in dating Sierra. Now, what ended up happening was, when Russell Wilson was dating Sierra, he told his mom who she was. And in telling his mom who she was, the mom looked at her and said, well, if you dating a woman that has a kid, not only do you need to take care of that kid as if it was yours, you need to give that kid your last name if possible. Now, we all know that Russell Wilson, in fact, does treat Sierra's and Future's kid like it is his. There's been some controversy, but actually, let's play the clip. I want you to hear the podcast for yourself, and we'll come back and give additional commentary. Let's play that clip.
He first told me about her. He sent me this picture, and I'm like, she looks familiar. I didn't really follow Sierra, but I had seen a documentary. I'd either seen a documentary or read an article about her. And I'm gonna be honest with you. I did say something about, because I'm a mom, I love my kid. I'm like, but doesn't she have a kid? So, he and I had conversations about that. He and his Uncle Benji and Russell and I had conversations about that. And I look at my own situation, how I was born, and so I can't judge anybody. Okay. So I said to him, I'm like, okay, if you're really serious about it, then you have to love that kid as if it were your own, even if it means you give that kid your name.
All right. So I hear what she's saying. And I can understand that Russell Wilson being a man, a grown man, she doesn't want to get in his business and tell him who not to like. But at the same time, while she's telling him who not to like, he's giving her advice on what to do to be with her and the child that's not his. And typically, that's how African-American communities work. Typically, my dad would get with my mom who might have a kid, he might have a kid, and it will just blend families. But my question to Russell Wilson's mom is this. Why didn't you tell him not to mess with her at all? Okay? It's not that she had a kid that was the biggest problem, although that is a problem. The biggest problem was who she had the baby by. Sierra had a baby by Future, which is the polar opposite of Russell Wilson. It's not like she had a baby by a damn banker, or a baby by a pastor, or by a baby by a medical doctor. No, she had a baby by damn Future. And as a mother, you should have been more understanding of that fact and to know that Future is totally different from Russell Wilson. And Russell Wilson, who has everything going for him, and she who has hardly nothing going for her at the same level that he does, he was actually coming down to her level to deal with her. Why didn't you have anything to say about that? You mean you're a superstar son quarterback who, just won the Super Bowl and is getting millions of dollars in endorsements? You would risk him getting into it with a chick that has a baby by a dirt bag like Future? I don't understand that. And this is another example of a lot of times black mamas in our neighborhoods and in our communities giving their sons the wrong advice. And that's why a lot of brothers should never take advice from their moms. You know, you shouldn't do it. In a lot of cases, when it comes to like relationships and stuff, moms don't know what the hell they're talking about, you know? And so that's where we're at, man, with that. I'm not trying to hate on nobody, but damn, bro, like, how you gonna tell him to give this son, Sierra's son, the same last name as y'all? We all know that step kids, this is somebody else's child, you know? And if he try to discipline the child, what is Sierra gonna say? Yeah, you ain't his daddy. You ain't my daddy. We'll go in the future with who your daddy. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I'm talking about. So I just wasn't feeling that. What do you brothers think? We're gonna go to an additional clip. Let's go. So before we start the clip, there might be a dumbass dog in the background barking. So if you hear it, just, I don't care if you don't like it. It's just, this is crackhead dog over there. And if he's barking during my episodes. But anyways, I was on my Black Men's Travel group, as you can see right here. And shout out to Aaron Ferris. But this photo I saw of this brother getting put out of his house. And look at him, he's looking dusty. He has the flip-flops and a pair of Jordans and a trash bag. Right there.
It was at this moment that he knew. He f***ed up.
Getting put out by his girl. All right. I won't talk to some of you brothers about this because we are in the age where some brothers are looking to move in with chicks to save money on the rent, to be 50-50, to do all of this shit except have your own shit in your name. And when you don't have your shit in your name, and when it gets cold, this is what happens. You end up out there with, look at the niggas flip-flops. Why you out there like that, bro? This is what happens to you brothers, man. And it's sad to say because you go out there looking stupid. She called the police on you, make you come out there, and then you got there with your trash bag and your box of Jordans and your PlayStation, and then you ain't gonna know where to go. In 2020, stop moving in with these chicks, all right? You brothers gotta like know this by now. Have your own stuff, okay? Before you get a spouse, get a house. So there will be no hassle in your castle, all right? We can't have black men out there that, you know, like you just need some place to stay or whatever. Nigga, stay with your cousin. Go back and stay with your mama, all right? Before I be like this, I'll go back home and stay with my mom. Stay with your grandma. You know what I'm saying? Build yourself up. If you can't be out on your own as a man, you don't need to be nowhere, all right? You need to be by yourself. Either you by yourself or you living with your family. Don't go live with no girl. Don't live with no woman, all right? This is what happens to you, brothers. That's all I wanted to say about that. Just make sure that you take a coat if you get put out. Guys, that's been my time. Make sure that you like, comment, subscribe to the video, to the channel rather. This is your boy O'Shea Duke Jackson. All my information is pinned to the top of the first comment. Go in the comment section and check all that out. Email planetoshay@gmail.com. And also, don't forget, Black Men Are Perfect t-shirts. Go to the Teespring store and copy one. It's been my pleasure. As you know, the buffoonery remains at an all-time high. We out.